on this Pre-Friday, aka Thursday. It is June 19th, 2025. It is Juneteenth. I am Peaches. If you want to get a hold of me, you can over at 208-535-1015. I know quite a good amount of people that are off work today. You know what I have to say about that? Let me turn the music off and let me go ahead and play this for you.
Oh, good for you.
All right, there we go. Anyway, I had my cardiologist appointment earlier this morning. Turned out just fine. The only thing that sucked about it was that, I got reminded what my official weight is, and I went, ugh. It depressed me. Not only did I see myself on video yesterday for the first time in a long time and went, oh my God, I need to lose a whole bunch of weight. I almost canceled all my plans yesterday afternoon and was like, I'm just going to run around this track until I puke. But I guess I got to get back into running every single day like I used to. Get back into healthy eating. No more 4 times a week Taco Bell. Sorry, Taco Bell. It's been real. I'm breaking up with you for now until I lose all the weight. Then I start going back into my old habits and then gain all the weight back again. That's how it works. I feel like Jonah Hill. Keep fluctuating. It's bad. It's bad. But other than that, other than the cardiologist visit, we had East Idaho News stop by earlier this morning to record their Work In It segment. They got to see what it's like to work in a day as a K-Bear employee, as a K-Bear DJ, as a Riverbend Media Group employee. They got to see what it's like in a day of Victor, a day of Peaches. And I don't think that episode is going to come out until like early August. So we'll keep you posted on that. Caitlin and Jordan, shout out to the both of them. They were awesome. They were featured on the noon hour of Madness and Mayhem earlier today, which, by the way, the noon hour of Madness and Mayhem finally back on demand. I don't know why we just stopped putting out those shows available on the podcast version of the show, at least on demand. My apologies. The June 19th episode is out now, episode 51 with Jordan and Caitlin from East Idaho News, as well as Tyson, who is now our operations assistant here in the building. You can check that out wherever you get your podcasts. And Peach's Pit Party, of course, you can also check out on demand wherever you get your podcasts as well, or at riverbendmediagroup.com/podcasts. Well, I completely forgot that today is a federal holiday, which means the radio prep service that we use not open today, so there's no stories. So I have to dig online for my own content. I hope you're ready to talk about BMW drivers. You know, there's that classic meme that BMW drivers don't use their turn signals. They just, they just turn when they want to turn, and they don't let the other people know about it. But I got some good news for you here. If you're one of those victims to being cut off by a BMW driver or, having to hit the brakes all of a sudden because the person turning right didn't let you know in front of you that they're turning right. The BMW iX3 has received a driver assistance system with automatic turn signal activation. I wonder if the makers of BMW were like, yeah, you know what? Our drivers are not necessarily the best. Maybe we should add this. The crossover has a range of up to 640 kilometers in fast charging, which adds 320 kilometers in 10 minutes. I'm reading here, so it is a electric vehicle. I don't know if I'll ever get an electric vehicle unless I'm forced to be quite honest with you. Because don't you have to install a charging station in your garage if you do get a full-on electric vehicle? I know you have to do something like that, but I know Victor wants to get the Prius. He likes the Toyota Prius. The Teton Auto Credit had a habanero Prius on their lot for a little while, and he missed his opportunity to get that brightly colored vehicle. And I don't know if I talked about it on the air yesterday or not, but I was thinking, because I was at the Taco Bell drive-thru yesterday, and I was behind 3 lifted trucks, 3 giant trucks. And then what pulled out of the parking lot to the side of me was this mustard yellow Kia Soul. And to me, if I were to ever get a new car, which I'm not going to for a while, I just got my car not that many years ago, but if I were to take another loan out for another vehicle, I could not imagine saying, hey, you know what? This mustard yellow cube car is what I want. Have you ever seen people with like a purple PT Cruiser? Like, I'm not trying to shame people here, but the Cybertruck gets a lot of flack, while there's people that still drive a PT Cruiser. They still drive, what are those tiny little Chevy trucks called? The Chevy SS3, something like that. There are some weird cars, weirder cars out there than the Cybertruck. But I'm glad now BMW drivers, they're going to have a solution, automatic turn signals. Maybe this will get implemented in the near future, so everybody's turn signal will be working on the road and will be much safer. K-Bear 101 and Brent Gordon Law cares because we are in the 101 deadliest days of driving. Make sure to be extra cautious out there. All right, well, thank you to somebody in the Life in Idaho Falls Facebook group for providing content for this show, just because, the radio prep is off. I'm like digging through all these different sites to try to find funny stories to talk about on the afternoon show here. Shout out to Aiden for posting this. Hey, Idaho Falls. I recently heard about our very own cryptid based here in the area. Cryptid will be something like Bigfoot, Yeti, Loch Ness Monster, etc., called the Idaho Falls Goobler, which is a great name for something. And I was wondering if anyone else here had heard about it. Info, stories. All right, so I'm looking through the comment section here, but there's not really much about it. So let me just do a quick Google search. Idaho Falls Goobler. I feel like this is some sort of like dumb thing that this guy just made up. Like, what if I just went in there and said, hey, have you guys heard about the Pocatello Baba Booey? I'm sure someone would fall for it immediately. Let's see here. You seem to be... Okay, so the AI overview for Google kind of stinks. It says, you seem to be interested in the term goobler in relation to Idaho Falls. A goobler, as it relates to turkey hunting, in the context of Idaho, especially during the fall hunting season, gobbler refers to a male turkey. The term goobler might be a variation of this word. Yeah, all I'm getting are a bunch of different articles about hunting in Idaho forests and mountains, talking about turkey hunting safety. So there's nothing online about it. Nothing online. Maybe we got to get to... The comment section said there was a small podcast that was talking about it. The Idaho Falls Goobler, spelled Goobler. If anyone knows about it, don't be afraid to hit me up. I would love to learn more. In case you were unaware, we have teamed up with Metallica to give away this... Load of Load is what we're calling it. Well, it's a remastered edition of their album Load on vinyl, cassette, and CD. The CD has the regular album and then 2 discs of unreleased material. You can win that grand prize just by simply filling out the form right now on the K-Bear, Alt, and Cannonball 101 apps if you want the maximum 3 entries into this drawing. Also, we'll be giving out those digital download codes. I gave out one yesterday for the whole album there. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see if I give away another digital download code this afternoon. Just be on the lookout for that cue to call at 208-535-1015. But if you haven't signed up through the apps just yet, make sure to do so to win a load of Load with Metallica and K-Bear 101. So usually for the Shot Clock Sports Update, I get this nice organized sheet of different various sports topics, and I talk about it here with you. Since it is Juneteenth, it is a federal holiday, that site is not open today, hence there's no, organized sheet. So I had to go to TMZ Sports to see what they were reporting on. You ready for this? Aaron Rodgers he did a sand stroll on the beach. He walked on the beach by himself. That's right. Aaron Rodgers, sand stroll, no wife in sight. What a breaking headline. And of course, the NBA Finals, they're going on between the Pacers, the Oklahoma City Thunder. Does anybody actually care? I don't think so. Even as a basketball fan, I just don't care because it's 2 teams that are, I'm glad to see that there's 2 teams hardly anybody has ever seen in the NBA Finals. Is this the first championship game for the Pacers? No, not the Pacers. I'm sorry, the Oklahoma City Thunder. Because I think, hold on. Indiana Pacers championships. They have won 3 championships. That's what I thought. All in the ABA way back in the 1970s. 1970, 1972, and 73. Oklahoma City Thunder, I know they were the Seattle Supersonics before. Let's see if they have ever won a championship. They have won 1 in 1979 when the team was known as the Seattle Supersonics. It'd be cool to see the Thunder win the whole thing. They should. And I know Tyrese Halliburton, He's out, I think, for like the rest of the series. So the Pacers have lost a crucial player with losing him. So anyway, that does it sort of for your Shot Clock Sports Update. Oh, wait. Adrian Peterson apparently got into a fight on poker night. A car dispute led to him punching some other guy. That's fantastic. Anyway, that does it for your Shot Clock Sports Update right here on K-Bear 101. All right, I think people are trolling the Life in Idaho Falls Facebook group now. I have a tough time believing this whole Idaho Falls Goobler thing, this cryptid. Out of all the names you could give it, you just say, you know what, let's call this a Goobler. What exactly is the look of it? I don't know whatsoever. But this guy named Jefferson in the Life in Idaho Falls Facebook group posted not that long ago an update to anyone curious about the Idaho Falls Goobler cryptid stuff. I've been doing some digging and I found this picture for someone claiming to have its spot going west out of town on Broadway out by the Skyline Gun Club. Is a still taken from their dash cam. You can kind of see the figure on the right-hand side just right off the road there. It's a very dark picture. You never have any good picture of a cryptid. It's always blurry. It's always like the most shaky person is just taking a picture, and it sucks all the time. Context from the original post I'm seeing here. Yeah, this thing looks AI generated. Like if I tell ChatGPT, if I give it some in-depth thing, some in-depth prompt about the Idaho Falls Goobler, and I say, hey, could you make this Bigfoot-looking creature stand on the side of the road, make sure it looks like a fake or it looks like a real photograph of some Yeti Sasquatch type creature, put it out there. I'm sure someone would fall for it. Again, if I posted in Life in Pocatello or one of the same groups, maybe Life in Idaho Falls, and just say, have you guys heard of the cryptid of the Pocatello Baba Booey? I can guarantee you people are going to fall for that. I'll see if there's any other updates about this Idaho Falls Goobler throughout the afternoon and see if it's just, some guy trying to be funny. So somebody posted in r/millennials on Reddit, what, if anything, do you miss about high school? And this person goes on to say, I didn't really have a great high school life. I wasn't bullied. I just didn't have any friends all 4 years and thus never went to parties, always went to school dances by myself, but thankfully wasn't a wallflower all 4 years. I guess what I miss most are the field trips, Washington, D.C., New York City, and an overnight trip to a ranch for us seniors. That and some of my teachers, particularly my English teacher all 4 years. She was just an angel. Yeah, for me, what I miss the most is the social aspect. You get to see your friends every day. If they're absent, okay, you'll see them the next day. If they're absent multiple days, you're like, okay, it's a little sad without them, but you're going to see them eventually. Once you get out of high school, you never see some of those people again. It was just recently we were talking about, you never know where people are going to go in life. Right after high school, even 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, it gets pretty wonky. The less and less people you'll see growing up. I know when I moved out here to Idaho from Southern California, most people back at home stopped paying attention to me, to be quite honest. Well, some of them did. Some of them unfollowed me. Some of them were like, yeah, he's not a part of my life anymore. He's 900 miles away. I don't care. But overall, that's the part that I miss about high school, just the social aspect. And also, I was forced to work out every day because I was a part of the basketball team. I had to lift weights. I had to practice, had my cardio. I was in the best shape ever back then. And now I got to motivate myself right after work. It's the worst feeling ever. You work all day. I'm here at the computer melting my mind, trying to find different things to talk about. There's also other various tedious tasks that I don't necessarily talk about. But when I get home, all I want to do is just lay in bed, talk to my friends on Discord, fall asleep, wake up, repeat the cycle. And that's probably why I'm the heaviest I've ever been. So I need to get my butt back into that basketball shape, Maybe I should just bully myself into running every day like I used to. Be like, hey, look at this fat loser in the mirror. Let's fix that. All right, I think I found a pretty interesting thread. It's always cool to see what America is like through the eyes of people not from around here. Non-Americans, what is your favorite fast food chain you visited in America? This was on Ask Reddit a day ago. Now, I got to say, even though I'm from here, born and raised Southern California, I got to say Culver's, number one. Always will say they're the best fast food restaurant. Just had them earlier today, which I shouldn't have because, I had a cardiologist appointment this morning, heard my official weight. Luckily, the blood pressure was normal. Luckily, everything else was just fine, but my mind's just been stuck on my body weight ever since then. I'm like, oh, why did he have to tell me? Because when you go on that scale, it's in kilograms. And so I wasn't really all that taken aback by it. But it was when the nurse said my official weight back to me. I'm like, wait, what? That's it? I'm not even going to say it on the air. It's that bad. But let's look here at this thread. I had a German exchange student who loved Taco Bell. He was so bummed when the school year ended he had to go back. Oh, you got him hooked on the good old T-Bell. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. A lot of people give Taco Bell some grief. It's one of my favorite places to go. It used to be. Now I have to move on to something much healthier, which is my own cooking, right? Gotta lose that weight. I introduced my first cousin from South Korea to Culver's while she was staying with us for a month one summer, and she then asked my parents to go to Culver's every day for the next month. They didn't always do it, but she had a lot of Culver's in that month. I can only imagine what it tastes like to them, to be quite honest, to everybody who's not from around here. Because we were talking about it when we were eating the Japanese candy, how different those gummies tasted. And even after seeing little Russell, who used to work here, he came back from Japan and he looked the skinniest I have ever seen him. And I even told him that. And I guess it's the food made differently out there. You do a lot of walking as well. Maybe I need to move to Japan to just, get my fat butt into shape, eat their food, eat some protein. Been a lot of fat. I've been fat shaming myself this entire afternoon. I need to stop. But I'm also looking up fast food questions, and we're talking about the subject matter. But I wonder. I would love to know what food tastes like as somebody from not here comes to America, sees the biggest combo you can get at any fast food restaurant, and goes, man, they go crazy around here. Sometimes you see a story about a robbery, and you go, why would they steal that? Like, I've been seeing a lot of different stories about people robbing a Family Dollar store. And I'm like, why? Why go for something as small as that? I'm not saying you should rob a store. But if you're going to, you want to go for the big one, right? Maybe they're too well guarded to the point where it's not even fathomable at this point for you to rob something. I don't know, but I have never I have not thought about robbing anyone or any store whatsoever. But I'm reading this here story about how this one dude just went into somebody's home and stole $3,000 worth of quarters, which was being saved up to pay for a vacation. A security camera captured two people in this gray car pulling into an alley behind the home. This one person in a hood entered the home, deactivated the security cameras, while the other person waited in the car with the dog. How much would this weigh? $3,000 worth of quarters. Let's look that up real fast. How much can $3,000 worth of quarters weigh? Money weight calculator. There we go. Oh, it would only weigh 33 pounds. That's pretty light. I thought it would, for some reason, I was thinking it was going to be way crazier. 33 pounds of quarters. Not too bad if you're a heavy lifter like me, right? Well, I'm shocked this came up so quickly. Next Tuesday, June 24th, from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., I am going to be at Tag and Go Car Wash, the same one that Victor was at on Broadway right there. They're hosting their official grand opening, ribbon cutting for the city of Idaho Falls. Starting that Monday, the day prior through that Saturday, they will be giving away free car washes all week long to anyone. So if you want that car wash, you might as well show up, especially when I'm there. I'll have some K-Bear goodies on hand, some Cannonball swag as well. Maybe I'll take some entries for the Metallica Load of Load giveaway that we are currently doing. If you want to win that Metallica remastered version of Load on vinyl, cassette, and CD, maybe I'll have that K-Bear box that our loyal listener, the Wolfman, made. Put some entries in there of people who showed up, went to come see me. Also got their car nice and squeaky clean. Tag and Go Car Wash on Broadway. I believe it's 725 West Broadway Street in Idaho Falls, 11 to 1 next Tuesday, June 24th. Hopefully I will see you there. Sometimes this classic video pops up on my feed from time to time about, they had this little segment with Lyft where these pro athletes would put on a disguise, hide themselves as a regular person and become a Lyft driver and just pick up various people. And for some reason, they had the bright idea of getting Shaq as one of the Lyft drivers. And it's clearly obviously him. He has some dumb wigs on. He has a fake biker beard in one of them. He has a very iconic voice. Don't forget also he's 7'1", 400 pounds. Like, no Lyft driver is going to look and sound like Shaquille O'Neal. It just popped up on my feed again. Like, were these people paid actors and actresses? Like, did these passengers honestly think like, oh, I didn't realize it was Shaq the entire time? Who would have thought? Sounds just like him. He has a very distinct voice. It's like if we invited K-Bear listeners to do something and I just was like in the audience with a weird disguise on. I'm very noticeable. Very, very noticeable. Okay? Well, that reminds me. I was at the cardiologist this morning, like I talked about at the beginning part of the show. And the nurse in the office was like, have you seen those edits of you on social media? I'm like, are you talking about the Peaches Needs a Pal videos? And he goes, oh, not just those. There's also like various pictures of you in public places with the Peaches song. I'm like, what? I don't know if like people are uploading pictures of me around town and just putting the Peaches song behind me. I would love to see one of those. I haven't seen those just yet, unless they're getting hidden from me. I had thought those would pop up on my feed at least. And I've been wondering about it all day. Like, are people just like finding me at places like Walmart or Winco, taking pictures of me? Like, I don't know. Sometimes I go to Winco in my absolute worst outfits. I wear like my basketball shorts, my AC/DC slippers, because I'm only there for a quick snack. Hence why I'm so fat. Again, fat shaming myself for like the 15th time today. I'll stop it, I swear. But overall, like, I would love to know what posts have been made of me at a certain events, maybe like a concert. Maybe he was talking about, those pictures from every single time I go to the pit. There's somebody who like snaps a photo of me in the pit because you can spot me very easily. And they go, let's play a game called Find Peaches. And it happens from time to time. I was baffled by that and my weight this morning at the cardiologist. Two big surprises. So I was intrigued by this headline only because it said Sky High, and that's one of my favorite kids movies. British Airways has a very strict dress code apparently for their flight attendants and will not tolerate a non-compliant crew, a crew member. Words, especially if that crew member is naked. A male flight attendant was pulled off the job during a flight from San Francisco to London after a fellow crew member found him just dancing naked in a business class lavatory. According to reports, the flight attendant vanished during meal service, prompting a search by fellow staff. Eventually, they discovered him in the lavatory, unclothed, and apparently having a solo dance party just mid-flight. I thought there would be like a camera in there. I'm like, who has a camera in the bathroom? A colleague helped him change into a pair of first-class pajamas, seated him away from passengers for the rest of the journey. When the plane landed at Heathrow, police were waiting. He was arrested on suspicion of being unfit for duty and taken to a hospital for evaluation. They're still investigating, but it's believed drugs were involved. No kidding. Dancing naked by yourself in a bathroom? We could play a fun game called What Drugs Was He On? And try to guess what exactly. Hey, if you're looking for something to do this Saturday, there will be the Ronald McDonald House Charities of Idaho Family Fun Run and Carnival going to be happening at the waterfront at Snake River Landing from, let me check the times again real fast. I didn't have it pulled up in time. From 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., there will be the firefighter race between the Idaho Falls Fire Department and the INL Fire Department right at 10 a.m. You can be a spectator for that. And then there will be a 1 mile fun run for any age group for the kids, 5 to 8 age group starting at 10:15. I also see 9 to 13, 14 plus as well. Also at 11, there will be a 5K run/walk if you want to participate in it. And then from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m., there's going to be the carnival with a whole bunch of fun stuff. I heard there's going to be ponies, a grab your cash machine, face painting, food, carnival games, music, and all the money raised during this event will go straight to the Ronald McDonald House Charities of Idaho Family Room at Ermac. Any family with any ill or injured child at Ermac can use the Ronald McDonald Family Room at no cost, whether they live in Idaho Falls or have traveled from outside of the area. Every step you take in this run helps supports families during their most difficult times, offering them a safe, welcoming place to stay while their children receive treatment. So, yeah, if you want to learn more about this, and also if you want to register, you can use the link right now within the apps. There's the RMHC Family Fun Run link right there on the menu. Click on that. It'll take you directly to where you need to go. Well, I guess you can't have fun with all of your coworkers, right? This former Truist Bank worker said a prank at her ex-employer involving a life-size Chucky doll has left her with PTSD and turned her life into a real-world horror movie. Deborah Jones suing the company for discrimination after her boss allegedly placed the Chucky doll in her office chair at the North Carolina branch last year. The doll was meant to be a harmless prank during her training, but for Jones, it was no laughing matter. The lawsuit filed in Nash County contends. Yeah, I don't think you would want to mess with anybody named Deborah. The employee had this terrible fear of dolls, plus major depressive disorder, generalized anxiety disorder, and the autoimmune disorder. I don't know how to say that. Forget it. But she filed the suit back in May. In fact, she said her boss had known about her phobia and other conditions which inspired the prank in the first place. I mean, yeah, I'm like, if Victor tells me one of his deepest, darkest fears, which, I mean, he has. I mean, I've talked about my fear of fish, and giant fish, swimming by giant fish. Would Victor ever touch a giant fish and bring it to the studio? I don't know if he would, but maybe someone else in the building would. They would have like just a dead stingray on the floor, one of those giant rug-like stingrays, but would I be like, that's it, I'm suing? Absolutely not. I would just laugh it off. Victor, deeply terrified of snakes. We obviously antagonized him with those snakes from the Idaho Falls Reptile Expo. You should see the video of him on our social media. We have proof that he carried a snake. Is he going to be upset about it? No. Come on. It's just a Chucky doll. It's not that serious. I love it when Victor just asks a question on his morning show, so then I can just ask the same question to each their own. He asked one, name a musician or band that is not rock or metal that you've got in your playlist. He provided some of his own examples like Tyler Childers, Sturgill Simpson, Eminem, Billy Strings, Fiona Apple, Dua Lipa, Lady Gaga. Who do I have that I listen to that's not rock or metal? Who do I like the most? I'm trying to think. Like the band Walk the Moon. I think they just retired, unfortunately. Like those guys a lot. Maybe John Mayer. Listen to some of his stuff. That song, New Light, quite catchy. BB No Money, gotta love him. Everyone has their guilty pleasure or pleasures. Name a musician or band that is not rock or metal that you've got in your playlist. Let me know. 208-535-1015 for To Peach Their Own. Well, I want to talk about this before we get to today's To Peach Their Own question, just in case you're now tuning in. Earlier on the show, I talked about the fire that started. I think there was 2 fires that started in Pocatello. The Pocatello Fire Department just posted on their Facebook that that there have been evacuations ordered. All residents on North Lincoln Street from the switchback up through City Creek need to evacuate immediately due to the wildfire. I just shared that brief update on our Facebook page as well from the Pocatello Fire Department. Those who tune into us from Pocatello, please stay safe. Get to where you need to go. Anyway, today's To Peach Their Own question came from Victor's morning show. Name a musician or band that is not rock or metal that you've got in your playlist. Let me know at 208-535-1015. Just looking at some of the Facebook comments here. I saw Coulter put Mozart. Wasn't there it was listener Sean yesterday, or was it the day before? A couple days ago, I think, where he talked about listening to classical music in his free time. I mean, it takes a whole... I can't do it. I can't listen to classical music in my free time without getting bored. It takes a whole intellectual level that I'm not at. Vivaldi from Stephanie on our Facebook group, K-Bear 101, Idaho Rock and Metal. I see Stuart here just listing 90s hip-hop, Dr. Dre, Ice Cube, NWA. Then he also has Snoop, Tupac. And then in there, Lady Gaga and Dua Lipa as well. Let me know for To Peach Their Own. Name a musician or band that is not rock or metal that you've got in your playlist at 208-535-1015. Hey, K-Bear, thanks for calling in. Who's this?
Hello, Peaches. It's Troy.
Hey, Troy. What's that artist you have in your playlist that's not rock or metal?
Well, it's like I told you, our friends like to have a playlist of 10 or 5 bands that you can only listen to for the rest of your time on an island.
Uh-huh.
One of mine would be Depeche Mode.
Wouldn't they still be considered rock? Let me look this up here.
I don't think so. They're more of an alternative, but
They're more like new wave. Yeah, it's this genre rock right there, right at the very top.
What? No freaking way. Okay, fine. Then I'll jump on the bandwagon and go with freaking Lady Gaga.
There you go. I knew you were a Gaga fanatic.
Perfect.
Thanks for listening to Peach's Pit Party, the podcast. If you enjoyed the show, please share, subscribe, and rate the podcast. Peach's Pit Party is hosted by me, Peaches, a.k.a. Brendan Peach, and is a production of Riverbend Media Group. For more information or to contact the show, visit riverbendmediagroup.com. Until next time, Peach out.